Welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a look at the X-Plus Deforeal Godzilla 2004 from Godzilla Final Wars. Currently, a RIC version and a standard version are both available for pre-order at awesomecollector.com and will subsequently be available at general retailers, presumably within the coming week or so. And lastly, both versions of this figure are slated for a January 2023 release date, so New Year's this figure will be available. But now that we have that out of the way, I want to take a closer look at this figure and give my thoughts on it. Now, in my last video last week, I talked about X-Plus's booth at Summer Wonder Festival in Japan, and this figure was one of them that I talked about as well. If you haven't seen that video, definitely give it a watch. There's other figures in there that you might be interested in as well if you collect X-Plus. So looking at this particular figure, I have to say that X-Plus has really nailed that Millennium era of Godzilla. We're talking Godzilla 1999, Godzilla 2000, and this figure in particular. I think these three from that era have been represented so well. I know they did a GMK, which was one of the earlier Deforeal releases, and that one looks really good too. But I think in terms of a more consistent Millennium look, all of these versions of Godzilla have been so well represented, and this figure is no exception. The sculpt on this, much like 1999 and 2000, looks so detailed. When light and shadow hits it, it just looks so wonderful. And of course, these are just the promo images, so of course once we get them in hand and you start doing photographs by yourself and different lighting and everything, that's when you really get the sense of depth in this sculpt, which really looks to be on point here just from these images alone. Now, I don't know if it's just me, but looking at these pictures, some angles in particular, I feel like you could really see the influence from Godzilla 1984 in this Deforeal. I think it's the head shape and the two fangs in particular that kind of just jut out at the end of the mouth there, or the front of the mouth. It looks very much reminiscent of Godzilla 84. This particular picture with Monster X in the foreground, I feel like really shows off Godzilla's hand pose in this one. He looks like he's ready to grab someone and just toss them across the city, which is really cool. I do like the pose of this figure. The tail is nice because it's kind of swinging over a little bit, which looks good. So it adds some dynamic movement to this figure, or a sense of dynamic movement, I should say. While the mouth is closed, you do get, of course, that sense that, of course, that Godzilla is pissed off. I mean, look at that brow. The brow and the teeth just really give that vibe, which is awesome. So the standard version will just be Godzilla by himself, which is great to have if you didn't want the add-on. In this particular case, I'm not sure if I'll be getting this figure just yet, but if I do, I think I'm going to opt in for the RIC version just because I love the little Minya that's included with it. It's always great when we get something aside from a light-up. I love having bonus pieces in the collection, and this little Minya is adorable. I like the little base. I love the little kind of destroyed city diorama that's going on with the figure. I mean, if the Deforeal Godzilla is already small, then this little Minya is even smaller, which is great. It just fits the style so well. The pose is really cute. It looks like he's looking up to his dad. You could probably do some really cool photos with these two together, and it's definitely a nice addition to have, and would look really good, I think, among a Deforeal collection for sure. Minya looks great. I like the style. Those who find him creepy will probably be creeped out even more by this disproportionate sculpt, but jokes aside, I like the paint apps on it. This one definitely looks almost more like it's ceramic than it is vinyl, but it looks good. I like it a lot. Anyway, these are my thoughts on this figure. I think this is a great addition to the Deforeal lineup. If you've been waiting for a Final Wars figure to finally arrive, now is the time to get your hands on one of them. Whether you go RIC or standard, you can't go wrong with this Godzilla sculpt because it looks great. The additional bonus figure in the form of Minya is an awesome additional bonus to have that isn't a light up. And in regards to the Monster X, I wouldn't be surprised if that listing goes up sometime soon as well. And you could definitely keep your eyes out for a video I will do on that figure as well. If you like this content and you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. Take a look at my other Godzilla figure content on this channel, and follow me on Instagram at Total Approximation. Thank you for watching, and have a good one.